Hey guys, it's Joy here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a really awesome day. I'm going to share with you a couple of ways to add some texture to your cards, and they really are quite simple, but really add a lot of interest. Also, if you guys like what you're watching, please subscribe to my channel, comment, like, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. It is super helpful to me, so I appreciate that. I have a piece of Celeste cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse, and I am using the Frosty Flakes stencil from the Greetery, and there's two different styles of stencils in here. I'm also going to be using some Distress Grit Paste, which is going to really make these snowflakes stand out and it looks snowy. So I'm just going to add the grit paste to the top and the bottom. So this is my first way to add texture, literally, to your background. Now I was doing really well on this first background till I got to the bottom. I will say I should have flipped this around because I felt like it was easier for me to add the paste going from top down rather than bottom up. So you can see on the bottom there where they're on the bottom right, there's just some extra paste and it's not coming off. I was going to try to scrape it off, and I'm like, I don't love this. So I created a second one, but look at how pretty that is. So I'll show you that here too. I just kept it in the video so you guys could see what it is that I'm doing. I also am using just a colored piece of cardstock. I think I tend to usually ink blend, which of course there's nothing wrong with that, and that is always fun. But I just didn't feel up to that, and I was like, you know what, just use a solid color piece of cardstock, which sounds super simple, but I think I tend to overthink things, and I gotta ink blend, and I have to do this. No, I don't, and no, you don't either. You can use a piece of colored cardstock. Also, if you didn't want to put the snow flakes on the top and the bottom, you could just do either or, and that would be really pretty too. So now for the second card, I'm gonna bring in another piece of cardstock, and I will use the second stencil, and the snowflakes are just coming from top down. Now, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go wash everything because this will dry like hard as a rock and it's not good. But I just use warm water to rinse it down, and I really make sure I rinse out my sink really well when I'm done. So I'm just gonna bring this all the way down to the bottom because there's cute little dots of snow, and then you have big snowflakes, and it's so pretty. I love this background, I think, the most because it just is so pretty, like snow falling. I'm gonna put this aside to dry. I actually let it dry overnight, not on purpose, and you don't need to let it dry that long, but I just had to do other things. Okay, this is the more holiday decorations from Spellbinders, sorry. And I die cut all of them from white cardstock. So of course we've got some cute little lights, and then there's some ornaments. There's two pieces to each. You have the front piece, which I'm coloring, then you have the back piece. So again, everything is die cut from white cardstock. I'm doing a pink, a teal, and a green light, and I'm keeping the color scheme exactly the same for the Christmas balls, you know, the decorations. I'm doing exactly the same for the ornaments. I could not think of what it's called. So I'm going to keep, like I said, keep the color scheme simple, but this is going to make it really easy to make two cards quickly because I'm doing essentially everything the same, but what looks different is the background, and one of these cards I'm going to add 2 sentiments on. Now, hang on till the end because you want to hear the second little thing that I use to add some texture to my cards. So here are those cute little ornaments, and here's the front piece, and then you can have the back piece. I'm leaving the back pieces on both of them white because I want these to feel a little more playful, not so traditional. Otherwise, I think I would have added like a gold mirror cardstock or something like that. I'm going to glue everything mass producing style and just make it quick. Now you can see above in the screen that I have the string for the lights and everything. I die cut that from gold mirror cardstock. I die cut that 5 times because one card I'm going to need 3 of them. The other card I'm going to need 2 of them. So I'm going to add my little dots of glue. I'm using my Crystal Katana. I believe that's what this one is, or this is from Studio Katya. And just adhering them to it and then sliding it around and making sure I put it in place. Now, the top part of these, I almost forgot to die cut the little pieces for that, but I do end up doing that from some gold mirror cardstock. So if you're watching this and you're like, where's the rest of your pieces to your light bulbs? I do have them. I just forgot that I needed to die cut them at first. So here are those cute little ornaments. And isn't this a fun color scheme? And then against that pretty blue background, I love how these cards turned out. Like I said, they feel really playful. So I'm going to finish adhering those together. Now I've laid out my string for the lights. I haven't adhered it down on this card yet. And I'm probably doing it in a little bit of a difficult way, but it made sense to me because I want to get all of my lights going in different directions, and I didn't want it to overlap the other strings of lights. So that's why I didn't adhere them down. I just laid them down loosely, and then I'm adding some foam tape behind the light bulbs themselves. So those can have dimension, and then just once those are in place, adding a little tiny dot of liquid glue in a couple places on the string and adhering that to the background. So if that makes sense, that's why I'm doing it this way. So see, I can kind of lay these out and slide my string where I need it. And that way, again, they're not overlapping on the other string lights. I felt like if I adhered that down first, I was going to have a problem because these are going at such a different angle. I love Christmas light stamps or dies. I think that these are a fantastic thing to have in your collection because you can use these for anything. You can make it playful, you can dress it up, like it's perfect. You can put it on tags, which I think last year I did a guest for Waffle Flower, and I believe I did some of these, like I think they were stamps on some Christmas tags, and I just think they're so fun and cute. And this color scheme, I think, is just so non-traditional Christmas, but super, super fun. Okay, so let's finish with this last one. So the bottom row has 5, the middle row has 4, and the top one has 3. And then I can trim off the excess once everything has dried, but there's those little dots of glue that I'm adding. And I just feel like this looks so like willy-nilly and fun. Okay, for this one, I know that these are going to go straight across, so I can just add the liquid glue behind the strings, which actually did make this go a tad bit faster. The ornaments will also have foam tape behind them. And as you notice, I did flip the strings around so that way they're not going in the same direction. And I slid one over one way and one the other. So just it would be offset and look really, just be a lot easier and look a little more pleasing. I'm trimming some foam tape pieces, just really small, and adding those to the back. I think this probably took the most time out of everything. It's a little bit tedious because you need such small pieces. And really, I could have just adhered it to the background, but you guys following me know how much I love dimension. So I'm just going to place those on there. I will adhere these to a white A2 size card base. Both of these panels are A2 size, so there's not going to be any matte around, which I usually tend to do, but not this time. I'm just going to add finally those little pieces, those little top pieces to my lights, again from Gold Mirror Cardstock, using my little jewel picker from Studio Katia and a little bit of that Barely Art glue, and this part goes really, really fast. And those have little etched lines in them, so they're so, so cute, such cute little pieces. Now we're going to be doing some foiling for our sentiments. I have 3 of my sentiments here on a piece of specialty Glimmer cardstock. I just have 2 other videos about foiling, so if you want to see more in detail about foiling, you guys can watch those. And I have tons of foiling videos, so you guys can definitely check those out. But I'm going to run that through my die cut machine, pull them out. I'm using Aura foil, and the specialty Glimmer cardstock from Spellbinders really takes the foil well, so I think it's really fantastic when you're wanting a white background. So I'm going to peel off those plates, and in this Glitter Wishes Glimmer plate set, you have this coordinating die that can die cut out all the different sizes of sentiments. So I'm just going to tape those in place and then run that through my die cut machine and do both of them. Then I can take it, put it on the other end of the already die cut sentiment to trim off the excess white part of the cardstock, or you could just put it in your paper trimmer and trim it off that way too. So either way works fantastic. Okay, so some foam tape behind the sentiments. This first one is going to say Twinkle Lights and Cozy Nights, which was obviously perfect for these cute little lights. And then the other one says It's Snowing Glitter, Have a Sparkling Christmas. So I felt like that was just really fantastic. So adding 2 sentiments there, again with some foam tape for dimension, makes it easy. just pop that into place. Okay, here is my second tip or idea, whatever you want to call it, for adding dimension to your cards. Glossy accents, you guys, is fantastic. And I'm sure that you guys have heard of it, but if not, or if you haven't used it, you need to get some. I am covering these lights completely, even the little white highlight piece from the back side I'm coloring. When this is completely dry, and it will dry completely clear, you can use like a white gel pen to add highlights onto it. I did not do that, but I love glossy accents and I need to use it more because it really does add a very different texture to your surface. So we have the grit paste, we have the glossy accents that's so shiny when it dries. So remember, right now it's not clear, but it will dry clear. But look at how gorgeous those look with that glossy accents. I absolutely love it. I covered the entire ornament as well, and look at how cute that is. So, so, so pretty. I hope this got you guys inspired. The holiday season is kind of around the corner, and it's really kind of fun to get started on these projects. So thank you guys so very much for watching and supporting me. I appreciate all that you do, and I'll be back soon with another video. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye.